Hey guys, Dr. Brianne Callanan here, naturopathic doctor with a clinical focus in hormones, gut health, and resistant weight loss. I wanted to hop on here and show you exactly what I was talking about in terms of estrogen dominance, perhaps coming from your gut. So if you caught my last Instagram post, it was all about estrogen recycling. So maybe you have the signs and symptoms of estrogen dominance. Common ones that I see are heavy periods, fibrocystic breasts, headaches, especially headaches that come consistent around the same time with your menstrual cycle, as well as weight gain primarily in the lower half, weight loss resistance, heavy periods, tender breast. All of that could be a sign of estrogen dominance, or maybe you've run a Dutch test, or we've looked at your blood work and your total estrogen, whether it's estrone or estradiol is high. Maybe on the Dutch test, we saw higher metabolites. That's all amazing. And you've probably been recommended to eat more cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all amazing, but perhaps you're not seeing the results that you want because you're focusing on how to detox the estrogen. But once it's detoxed, if your gut health is not optimal, that estrogen, even though it's detoxed, it's released into the stool or into the large intestine via the bile. If it's being recycled by the wrong gut bacteria, that's going to still remain a problem for you. Of course, other lifestyle things that you can do to reduce the amount of estrogen dominance is look at your skincare. Only apply clean skincare products. There are chemicals in skincare that resemble our hormones that can lead to estrogen dominance, especially if you're putting it on full body. The only thing that I use on my body in terms of creams is the Illuminae tinted sunscreen. That's it. And also look at your water sources, making sure that you're drinking clean water, you're not using a lot of plastics. Really, really key in order to promote healthy estrogen detox. Of course, we're going to look at the bowels. I'm going to show you the GIMAP test and how this pertains, as well as making sure you're having bowel movements. It is not normal, even if it's been your normal for all your life, to not have regular, consistent bowel movements each and every day. If you are not having really good, long-formed bowel movements, at least at the very minimum, one time a day, that's not normal, and we need to address that. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And the point of this is detoxing estrogen, supporting phase 1 detox and phase 2 detox and cruciferous vegetables, and even taking a supplement like DIM or glutathione or methylation support, omega-3s, maca, that's all amazing and often helpful for hormones. But if the root cause is coming from your gut, you need to address that. So each and every person, I would recommend doing a gut stool test. A DNA qPCR stool test was the one I use in my practice, and I like the most based off of my research is the GIMAP test. Highly, highly recommend running that first, doing your anti-inflammatory diet for 60 days. And there's a whole video, Ren's Pet Depot, great. There's a whole video on how I walk people through my practice. GIMAP test with lifestyle factors, treat the gut bugs, heal the gut, then looking into hormones and detoxification, because oftentimes these completely resolve on their own when you treat the gut first. And if you're doing the DIM and the broccoli, the glutathione, the detox, and you're still seeing symptoms, you got to look at your gut. So let's share my screen. Not that one. Oh boy. You can tell I have way too much going on. Okay. Screen. Here it is. Okay, so this is the GIMAP test. The marker that you're specifically looking for estrogen detoxification is beta-glucuronidase. This is essentially an enzyme that can cleave the tag that has been put on estrogen that says, hey, remove this. It can cleave that tag off so then the estrogen can be recycled. So if you have elevated levels of beta-glucuronidase, even if you are taking the DIM and you're supporting the estrogen detoxifications and the metabolites, that's all amazing. But if it's a lot of it's being reabsorbed from the gut, it's still going to be a problem. So we want to address inflammation in the gut if it's there. We want to address gut dysbiosis if it's there. And particularly when we want to address beta-glucuronidase using things like calcium D-glucarate. Now, oftentimes taking the bottle dose of calcium D-glucarate is not going to be enough. If you're going to a practitioner and you're getting the bottles and they're just recommending what's on the bottle and they're not looking at clinically relevant dosages and dosages that are supported by research, you're going to want to do additional research to see the appropriate dose for you based off of the research. In my practice, I often use higher doses because that's what's therapeutically relevant based off of the research. So keep that in mind if you've tried something and it hasn't worked for you in the past. Is it the right dose? Is it the right form? Is it a high quality product that's well absorbable? So that's my recommendation if you're having estrogen dominant symptoms. all of those lifestyle things are great. The supplements are great, but if it's truly coming from the gut, you want to test the gut and make sure that that's optimal first, in my opinion, at least.